Hey all, I'm on vacation this week, but I thought I would bring you a tenant horror story this week. And the other day, not one of my tenants, but a tenant came to me asking for help. They had a problem that their neighbors downstairs, this was a 2-story building, and their neighbors downstairs had just moved in, and after about 3 months of them being there, they had 2 pit bulls, and the fleas were getting horrible. There's mine in the background taking her for a walk. So the fleas were horrible, and every time they'd mention it to them, it got to the point where the downstairs tenants were threatening them. And they talked to their property manager, and the property manager was promising them that they would find them a new location. But nothing was happening yet. And they've been going through, the fleas are now getting into their unit, and they've been bombing and they've been spraying, and anytime they say anything, the neighbors downstairs threaten them, and it's just been chaos. And they don't know what to do. I've suggested to them, find a new place to go, but the property managers are not wanting to release them from their lease, which is a big mistake. So they're kind of asking me, what are their options? Now, in this case, the real problem is it is the landlord's responsibility to make sure they have a safe and clean place to live. And they can find themselves in a lot of trouble. These people should be allowed to have a hotel room at the least during this time until the fleas are taken care of. The tenants downstairs, I don't know if they're also threatening the property manager, but they should be under notice to leave. And I'm not quite sure what the problem is and how these things happen. But I have let the tenant know that they are within their rights to have a safe place to live, and that they should contact the health department. As a landlord, you should never allow your property to get in that kind of condition. So what are your responsibilities as a landlord? You are responsible for any infestations. One of the big problems here is you really need to make sure you screen your tenants. And you should always check on the property shortly after the tenants move in to make sure there's not extra people or animals, and make sure it's exactly what they said on their end of the lease. As far as the tenants around them, they're now being a nuisance, and they should be asked to leave. Unfortunately, infestations like that are your issue, and if it's getting into other units, then they need to be taken care of. It's not fair for tenants to have to deal with things like that. Goes along with the bed bugs. Okay, so as a landlord, you need to schedule the fumigation and take care of that. You need to make sure that all of the tenants have somewhere to stay during the treatment and during the infestation. You can either supply somewhere else for them to stay or release them from their lease. But whichever way, you need to make sure that those tenants are taken care of, because that's your responsibility. And if that's taken to court, you're responsible for that, and you'd probably lose.